everyone. My name is Sonia Satra, and I am here today with Herb Palmer Jr. He is a filmmaker, author, and healer extraordinaire, and we are here today to find out about his story. This is kind of exciting. You've got so many projects in the works.
Too many projects.
Too many projects. Right? Never too many. But I'm so curious because you had this wonderful book, The Lobster and the Chicken, which we'll be talking about in a moment. But you really seem to be about seeking, about enlightenment, about healing, and you're passionate about making a difference in the world and the community. What got you here?
A God hammer.
Your deal?
A God,
Who are you?
a God hammer.
A God hammer?
Yeah. Well, I grew up like a normal kid, and we have journeys and attitudes and ego. And when I was 27, God hit me with a God hammer.
Okay.
And,
Say a little more about that.
Well, I had to wake up, and because I didn't want to. I mean, no one wants to look at their stuff, right? Everybody tells you, yeah, you should look at that. I'm like, yeah, I got it, But eventually, if you continue on a path, then God and the universe wants you to be in a different path. You kind of get poof. And then I've spent the last 40 years working on myself and, hundreds of books on psychology and philosophy. And, I've written 2 books and made a film and want to continue to make that brand and make a difference in the world and help people with their soul tribe journey. That's what it's about, because we all have a message, we all have a mission, but most of us don't know what it is.
So tell us a little more about your message, because you're a really unique
I'm a
guy.
lobster.
You're a lobster. I know.
I brought my lobster.
What's the deal on the lobster?
Well,
I gotta know.
So I'll give you the backstory on the book. So It was a story of me and my ex-girlfriend. We were dating for like 6 months, and we're sitting on her couch, and she's going, "Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?" And I grew up in Maine. There was a lot of lobsters in Maine, and I had a visual of myself being boiled in a lobster pot, and I said, "I'm a lobster. You're boiling me. I don't want to tell you." And after we got done laughing, we're like, "Well, if I'm a lobster, who are you?" So when she got into an intimate situation, she would run. So we put red tennis sneakers on her from Bugs Bunny, and she ran. So it's really the classic fight or fight. Like, we either run or we fight.
Yeah.
And that's where the story came from. And then I created the other 12 characters with, the baggage, and they basically travel through life, with the taxis and the baggage. They learn all the lessons and they become fully human at the end of the story. And we're all trying to do that. It's become fully human in our journey of life.
So based on your experience and how you got to where you are today, what would you say is one of the most important things that you did to heal, to move forward, to reach, I guess, that ever elusive enlightenment?
You have to surrender. You have to realize that you can't do it by yourself. You need a higher power, whatever that higher power is, and you need a team of people that love you and care about you. That's what you need. And once you have that, you can do anything.
Absolutely. And obviously, we're living in a world with a lot of polarity right now,
Yes.
a lot of angst and stress.
Yes.
How do you feel that your message is really making a difference?
It's getting people to think. Most people aren't thinking. They're reacting. They're just going through the motions in life. And our message is the message of thinking. Because if you can think, you can do something different. But if you're on automatic pilot, you can't think, and you're not going to change because you don't even know that you're not even doing anything. I don't know if I said that right, but.
No, I think it's a great message. It's true, because we don't want to be reactive all the time. We do want to step back and take a look, be a little more objective so that we can be proactive in how we go out there in the world. Of course, I would also add to that, feel, right? Because we want to go into our bodies as well.
Well, that was my first book. My first book was called What You Don't Feel Can Kill You. So it's not being able to feel. Because if you can't feel, you don't care who you hurt to get what you want. And that was my journey in the beginning part of my life. I didn't care. I didn't care about me, and I didn't care about anybody else. But then God hit me with a hammer, and he's like, "I think you need to start to care."
So I'm intrigued about this hammer moment.
Yeah.
Was this an aha? Was this something that specifically happened? Is it something you want to share?
Something that specifically happened. I don't know if I can tell the whole story, but I'll give you the short version.
Yeah.
So basically, when I was brought up religious, it was an interesting concept to me. When I became a teenager, I went to play baseball. So I was in Florida. I had a nervous breakdown when I was 27. Okay. I didn't think anybody cared about anything. And somebody ended up finding my wallet that I lost over the course of that weekend, $500 in cash, all my credit cards, and he gave it back to me. And he gave me a card I still carry it in my wallet today. It says, "May your faith in man always be, and trust in God endless." And that was the beginning of my journey.
Wow. Wow, that is so moving.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. And it is true. You know, as much as there is a lot of difficult things out there right now, there is goodness and
Yeah.
kindness too. And
You have to look for it, and you have to believe it, because I didn't believe before that. But if you believe, it kind of opens the door to God and the universe. And then once the door's open, you can get help. But if you don't think there's anything out there, or you don't ask for help, they can't do anything.
So beautiful. Seek and you shall find.
Yeah.
How can we learn more about you? How can we reach you? How can we
So
track you down?
well,
And your lobster.
I don't know. I'm pretty untrackable. I kind of fly under the radar. But the telephone number is 973-223-8840. Or you can find me at Jersey Lobster at Gmail, Jersey like Jersey, lobster like lobster at Gmail. And then we have a brand new TikTok account, and that is, what did we say it was? NJ Lobster Films at TikTok. Brand new. We're just starting that channel. But you can find us all over YouTube. We have 300 videos on branding and marketing, and we're out there. So the lobster is loose.
Thank you, Herb.
All right. Thank you. You're an awesome host.
Great.